We're going to talk today about the astrology of the week ahead. This is Monday, the 3rd of February through to the 9th, which is a Sunday. And we're going to talk about Venus and Pluto. This is about what you deeply desire from a subterranean underground level of your being. It's about what you wish to have in your life that you may not even be aware is what you really truly desire, what you really want to have, whether you want to have that love story, that job, that career path, you want to have that salary, you want to have that retirement, but you haven't necessarily understood your true desires because Venus, the god of desire and havingness, is in connection with Pluto, that which was hidden from your own understanding. In the world, of course, Venus can bring to light things that are hidden as well, to do with peace, to do with love, to do with money. Things from below the surface become available to us. So we're going to talk about what that means today for your sign. I want you to listen for your sun, moon, or rising. We're also going to talk about Icarus and the two asteroids for the name Rebecca. Unfortunately, Icarus, the asteroid of falling from the sky with melting wings, getting too close to the sun, was activated on the Aquarius New Moon and is still traveling with the Aquarius Sun and Pluto. And that asteroid was active during both crashes in Philadelphia with a plane crashing into a residential area as a medevac plane. But more importantly, today we're talking about the helicopter intersecting an airplane and the tragic loss of life. Now, it is interesting because I always say, you must look at the minor asteroids. Otherwise, you're missing something. The two asteroids for the name Rebecca, one spelled with a K, one with C, just a pure name, not Rebecca Jones or Rebecca, Smith. There's lots of those. Just simple first line, just Rebecca, first name. Rebecca is conjunct Uranus. Rebecca is conjunct Chiron. Uranus is on Algol, the star of ghouls and corpses and calamitous and shocking things with Uranus. Now, this is to say that Rebecca is the name of the pilot of the helicopter. I think it's Rebecca Loback. She graduated in the top 20% of her helicopter piloting school, or maybe it was of her some education. She's not, everyone's going, oh, diversity, DEI, diversity, inclusion thingies. Yeah, well, maybe not. I mean, women are pilots these days. This is not like a stretch, right? But the name Rebecca, unfortunately, is involved in a crash between a helicopter and a plane by looking at our sky. And if you have never been dazzled by the minor asteroids before, let me give you some great examples. A client who's a sommelier has the asteroid Dionysius and Bacchus both on her midheaven, her career point. Bacchus and Dionysius are the gods of wine, Roman and Greek. We have a client of mine who channels David Bowie. I know who does that. Her name is Gia Prism. Google her. She's amazing. Gia Prism channels David Bowie. This little girl, and now an adult woman, is born with the asteroid David Bowie on her midheaven. A guy channels Jesus, asteroid Yeshua on his midheaven. A friend of Ken Wilber's, who's high up in the Integral organization, was a client of mine. And the asteroid Wilbur, the name of his boss, is on his midheaven. I'm telling you, the devil is in the details. My name is Lori. My husband and father of my children is Paul. The asteroid Lori Paul is in my house of children on a very tight conjunction to a planet placement there. You will find asteroids will change your life because he's done 24,000 named asteroids in the asteroid belt, which is a bunch of space rubble from a broken planet, which would have been called Tiamat. We name them. Astronomers and everyday, real astronomers and, what do you call amateur astronomers look up, see a piece of space rubble called an asteroid in the asteroid belt between Jupiter and Mars, and they give it a name. And then it turns out, ironically, that the name has meaning. We are living in a simulation. I have no other explanation for it. I don't know what to say. This doesn't make sense. I can find the names of my children. I bet you're curious in my asteroids in my chart in relevant places to children. You want to date somebody, go look for their first or last name in the minor asteroids, and you'll know whether you should and what they mean in your life. Now, some of you are going, oh, I want to know more. I have a free course, the Amazing Asteroids course. It's in the description box under the More button. Go take it, go grab it, do it for free. Once you go minor asteroids, rabbit hole, you'll never go back, as well as whole sign houses. All right. Woo! My name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac whole sign houses. Of course, I love those minor asteroids and the fixed stars. Today, we're going to talk about fixed star Algol because Algol is a difficult star While it can bring wealth, it can bring off with their heads, calamity, corpses, and death and mayhem. That star is sitting with Uranus, or Uranus is sitting with that star as we speak. And the asteroid Rebecca was traveling through Uranus land. I'm going to show you the chart so you can see Icarus and Rebecca and see maybe why the helicopter pilot may be the most important variable in the understanding of what went wrong. They may have been wearing night vision goggles, according to the latest National Transportation Safety Board release today. I'm recording on Sunday the 2nd in a hotel room in Atlanta, trying to get this out for you on Monday. So don't forget, like and subscribe if you like this stuff. I'm almost getting to 100,000 subscribers. I would so appreciate your support. But you know, whatever happened, somebody named Rebecca would be involved in a calamitous event connected to Uranus. Connected to Uranus in a square to Icarus. You cannot make this stuff up. You just can't. For your sign today, though, we're not talking about falling from the sky. We're not talking about that. We're really jumping ahead to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So you're going to start feeling it building Wednesday. So go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday it's exact, Sunday, Monday it's waning. Venus will sextile Pluto from the sign of Aries for the first of 3 sextiles. Just so you understand why 3 are coming, she will be retrograding March 1st in the sign of Aries at 10 degrees and backtracking and making that sextile a second time. Go grab a pen and a paper. Pluto is now in Aquarius. The last time we get a pen and paper, please. The last time we had a Pluto sextiling Venus in the sign of Aquarius was April the 6th, 2024. Venus in Aries, Pluto in Aquarius, April 6, 2024 was the first in over 250 years. Until 2044, on the yearly, Venus will sextile Pluto from Aries. And she'll also do it from Sagittarius, by the way, the 2 ways at which she can look at Pluto, from the fire of Sag and the fire of air as he sits in, from the fire of Sag and the fire of Aries as he sits in the air sign of Aquarius. Fire and air. It's very hot and spicy. It's very fun, very flirty, very intense energy. Sextiles are the nature of Venus. They bring grace and good things to us. But because Pluto is what is hidden, what is unrevealed, what is underground, we could see deeper into our own desires with this energy. But also, riches and wealth are Pluto's wheelhouse, and Venus is, give me my diamonds, a girl's best friend. So you can lush up your wealth every time Venus sextiles Pluto in Aquarius from Aries in a kind of go-getter way, in a kind of tomboy, Xena warrior princess, Venus and Aries vibration. When this happens to you once a year, usually around the same time of year, we're in February. Now, it will change over time as Pluto migrates more to the later signs of the later degrees of Aquarius. So the dates you want to have your pen handy for, I'll say them twice: February 7th, March 21st, and May 6th. February 7th, Venus is in direct motion, sextiling Pluto. This is a 2-degree Pluto, a 2-degree Venus. March 21st, she's retrograde. She hits a 3-degree Pluto as a 3-degree Aries Venus. Now, on the 22nd, she's going to be in the heart of the sun. So it's coming into a time when she's becoming one with the solar system's divine intelligence. This makes this March 21st extremely important. She consorts with Pluto, going back over things she chatted to him about February 7th, and merges with the sun in the next 24 hours, March 21, 22. This is going to mean that she's taking something to the boss, to the headquarters, the sun, to be considered, something that begins February 7th, love, money, peace, harmony. When it comes to world peace, we're looking at the Israel-Gaza thing, a very big eye on that, as well as Ukraine-Russia, as well as maybe the China-Taiwan thing. And we're saying peace because China is an Aquarius rising, peace and negotiations, peace and developments, and peace and war shifting elements. Okay, February 7th, March 21st, she's retrograde into the heart of the sun the next day. And then May the 6th. On May the 6th, she's in direct motion, 3 degrees of Aries. And on May the 6th, Pluto's at 3 degrees of Aquarius, and the story is done. So what I want you to know mostly, guys, it's not a one and done. I don't want you to think, oh, February 7th, and that's it. 2 days before and 2 days after. No, go to March 21st, 2 days before and after. Go to May 6th, 2 days before and after, kind of thing. So this is a longer story, has a longer tail to it. Let's look at Icarus and this tragic sky. And let's get it up. Where did it go? I had it on the back end of my screen. Is that going to show it? Yes. I just screenshot this for you. I think I put 8:47. I was listening to the National Transportation Safety thingy today from a press conference. And I think they said like it was around losing contact at 8:47, 8:46. The general press says around 9 p.m. on the 29th, the helicopter crashed into the American Airlines jet, a passenger jet. Okay. All said and done, this is the sky. It's a Virgo rising sky in Washington, D.C. over the Potomac River when this occurred. And you'll also notice a few things about the sky. You'll notice that the asteroid Rebecca and the asteroid Rebecca with the K are sitting on Uranus and on Chiron. Chiron is the wounded one. This is a sign of military and war. Aries, a female warrior, Rebecca, is going to hit a chironic wound of some sort on the day this occurs. Venus is still exalted in the sign of Pisces, but she's in a malefic enclosure between the node of fate and Saturn, hardship, over and in and close to water. You may have noticed I had talked recently before this happened about hardship in water in a couple of my videos, because Venus enclosed between Saturn, Neptune, and the North Node, hardship in water. Some people may suggest, and I could concur, that Neptune means conspiracy or cover up or things that are confusing and not seen clearly. So what really happened, and I'm sure a few conspiracy theories will come out of this. Now, the other thing I want to mention about this is that Rebecca on Uranus with Algol, that star of corpses and rotting bodies, it's a dark star. It has a lot of intense energy to it. It connects to the Medusa. Now, the Medusa is a myth of a beautiful female Gorgon who had two sisters, by the way, who basically was raped by Neptune and then became a victim and was turned by maybe Athena into a snake-headed creature, and her head of snakes could turn men to stone. And later then her head was cut off so that Perseus could use it on a shield provided by Athena to fight a war and turn the enemy soldiers to stone. So we have a story about Medusa that involves war, about a tragic circumstance in which a female becomes beheaded, right? So it can be that also this woman, Rebecca, will take the fall for what happened that night, that she will be the one that will be culpable or will be focused on by the investigation. Now, my heart goes out to her parents. My heart goes out to the air traffic controller who gave visual sighting operational okay to the helicopter pilot rather than tracking and warning. My heart goes out, or tracking and warning, but not well enough. My heart goes out, of course, to every single person on that plane, the big passenger jet, 67 people, 60 something people, 63. I dreamt about being on a plane going down over a river with a bunch of athletes on it, and I thought that plane crash would survive. I talked about it on my channel about 3 weeks ago. I also talked about a particular likelihood of a helicopter or plane falling from the sky in my Aquarius video for the new moon that came out a week ago. It's all on the record. My dream was right and wrong, because I thought, because I survived the crash, that, in the dream I was okay getting out of the plane as it landed on, crashed straight down like a plummet into a river, that I would be fine. And in my channel, I said Sully and Sullenberger, like a Sully Sullenberger thing, because it was over a river, Potomac River, not this time the Hudson. All said and done, got some things right, got some things wrong. All of this is to say that things are going to happen in our world, whether we want them to happen or not. This is like, again, some strange architecture we're in here, some kind of algorithmic simulation that would always put a woman named Rebecca on a very difficult star squaring Icarus. Okay, Icarus is here. Yes, it's not an exact square. I understand some people here would like that. In ancient astrology, well, in Indian astrology, we don't care. We don't care that it's in what we call partile. The day of the crash, we have Mercury, news, Pluto, death, Sun, the heights of the sky, Icarus, and a moon, right? It's coming off the perfected new moon at 9 degrees of Aquarius. Icarus and the sun are perfectly one. Icarus wings melted. The helicopter did not somehow see the a jet on a landing approach at about 300 feet above sea level, and they intersected and they crashed from the sky, and they fell directly into the river. Both of them completely crashed down. This is an Icarus story. There's no two ways about it. If you don't think that this kind of stuff is accurate, you're missing something. This is Icarus falling from the sky on a new moon with Mercury for news and Pluto for death. Also, we'll notice that Rebecca and Uranus, right, over here. Oh, sorry, in a square. So Taurus is an earth sign, and this is an air sign. And these are called fixed signs, and they're square each other. Now, here's the other interesting thing. Squares are difficulty. This is Rebecca, again, on Chiron. Now, Chiron is a big deal in our skies at 19 degrees where the April 8th eclipse happened in 2023. I'm honestly not entirely certain what that is going to mean, why that eclipse point involves this Rebecca woman, because that eclipse energy is still active through to the end of March. And so there's something really evocative about the wounded warrior here. Chiron was the mentor of the warriors and heroes of the ancient world. And Rebecca was in a training flight. So he mentors the warriors. She's in a training flight in the sign of war. And she's in the 8th house of death and secrets from the Virgo rising sky at the time of this event. And you'll notice as well that Jupiter is on fixed star Aldebaran direct at the top of the sky with the midheaven, high noon, even though this is evening, that's where high noon would fall. And Aldebaran is also a star of war. Just so you know, it's a red star, it's a star of war. It's the eye of the bull, a bullseye. And you could say that the helicopter hit the plane bullseye, but is there more to this story? Is there something else under the surface that we don't know about that is actually more of an act of war than an accident? Is it true? Is it not? That's where the conspiracy will come up with Neptune here. Now, one more thing I'd like to say is that Rebecca and Chiron sitting here at this part of the sky, right? This is a very active zone from that eclipse of April. And it's possible because where Rebecca's sitting at 20 degrees in an almost perfect square to Mars in Cancer. Mars, the warrior, defender of home and homeland. She's training as a warrior pilot for the military. Mars is here in retrogradation, squaring Rebecca and Chiron. This story will come back because Mars will go direct. He's in retrogradation till February 23rd. This is an ongoing narrative that doesn't have a quick ending in terms of what really happened here. So we will get going more down the road and talk about some of the revelations about the cause of the accident over time or not accident over time. But Mars, fierce emotional defender of home and homeland, squaring Rebecca and Chiron is definitely something I don't understand yet. What does that mean? Because when he goes direct, he'll hit that return to Chiron, right, where Rebecca was sitting, and will be more information disclosed about what actually happened. So I'm going to finish that up. We're going to go through all signs. Hopefully, if you have never thought that the minor asteroids matter, you're missing something. Alex, Asteroid Astrology, Alex Miller maybe, put me on to these at the NCGR conference in 2019 in Baltimore before the pandemic. He was my favorite speaker. After I took his little mini lecture class in a breakout room, I never looked back. I'm like all about looking at those devil and angels are in the details. Demetra George says that, Hellenistic astrologer Demetra George says that the ancients knew the asteroid belt was there. I know they couldn't see it, but they knew, right? What did they know? How do they know what they knew? And she said they called them the daemons, the angels and the demons. And literally, they can tell us the devil is in the details or the angels in the details. Why did I say the angels in the details? Because the asteroid angel was traveling through Donald Trump's ascendant area in his first house when the bullet clipped his ear and he didn't die. And he's born with the asteroid angel on the moon. The moon can represent the life force, the prana, and parts of your, like a body, like I can live. I've got a lunation that's working for me. And he's born with this protection on his moon. And then the bullet clips his ear. Well, angel is traveling as ascendant like a guardian angel. The minor detail, the devil and angels are in the details. Asteroid angel was on his side during the assassination attempt of July 15th. Let's go ahead and do your sign. For the Venus subterranean desire, February 7th, March 21st, and May 6th, what do you truly desire? I'm going to cue us for the Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and I'm going to give you some advice. I'm going to give you my thoughts about this. Don't forget, this is general bell curve astrology. This is not your natal chart. Some people say, I didn't win the lottery. I didn't do this. I didn't get the, guys, logic, right? Every Aries, every Taurus, every whatever. It's not going to be everyone gets everything. Use your sun to represent career, purpose, matters. Sometimes that's the most useful way, thinking of it that way. Your moon can be about your emotions and where you live and things to do with your home and home life and land and real estate. And yet the rising sign is you at the steering wheel of your life. It represents when you were born. You don't know what your rising sign is. In my description box, I have a free tutorial, how to cast your chart in whole sign houses. I have the free meanings of the 12 houses PDF. I have the free amazing asteroids course. If you go into my show notes, the description box, you'll find all the information you need. If you can't find it on your TV or something, then go into your computer or your phone and come look under the more box. Thank you to my commenter who suggested some people might be watching on their big screen TV and can't find the more box. I guess that could be true. Yeah. All right. So Aries. Oh, and by the way, my Venus class is coming out. I extended my sale on the year ahead forecast for your sign. It's a really great discount, 25% off, 2 hours long. That's still on sale until February 14th. Check the description box. And my Venus class is coming up for the retrograde, 6 weeks live with me. Super affordable. I haven't set the sales page and price up yet, but trust me, it's well under $100 for 6 weeks live with me. Replays available as we help you navigate through the 6 weeks, 40 days and 40 nights Venus retrograde, which is an exceptionally rare one. And I can't wait to go through this journey with all of you collaboratively. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Aries. Now, we're not going to worry about the rest of the week. There's some minor things going on, but there's not a lot. So we're going to jump ahead. You can see I'm already set up for February 2. We're just going to jump into the main event, which is as we approach this time of the week, which is a Friday, we're going to notice Venus is at 2 degrees and Pluto's at 2 degrees. Technically, it's okay to go back in time a couple of days when she's at 0 degrees of Aries on Wednesday. You will feel it coming on like a fresh fragrance from a flower, all right? In comes energy. Wednesday is exact on Friday, and it wanes or is in its follow through ending vibe by the time we get to Monday. Okay. So it's not a one-off day, but you'll feel it. All right. So here we go. Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign. You're having the energy of maybe uncovering or discovering or revealing what you truly desire or wish to have in your life as it applies to your own sense of what is beautiful, what is good, and what is truly worthy of your desire, because Venus is in the sign of you. If it's your career, what you desire in your work, if it's your moon and what you desire with where you live and whom you live with, and if it's your rising sign, what you truly desire about any area of your life, because Venus is trying to get you in touch with that from what is hidden sometimes from your very own self. And that is that Pluto says, what do you truly desire with Venus's support when it comes to your dreams, goals, and wishes for your life, your long-range plans. These are 11th house stories. What do you truly desire when it comes to the gains of one's career? That's the money, the perks, the rewards, the celebrity, the fame, whatever you want in your career. But do you really know what you want? Because Pluto is telling you, go underground to the deeper layers of your desire. This is the love of power and the power of love. When Venus and Pluto are together, it can bring a deeper recognition of how to create success and gains from your career in a more authentic way, in a way that is in alignment with your values, and for a place for once where you truly know perhaps what those values are. Because Pluto being here 250 years ago is the real story. You haven't had this story before. April the 6th to 24th, there was a light touch. Maybe if you go back to April 6th of 2024, you go, oh yeah, I was really sitting with it. Is this what I really want in my friendships, because friendships are your 11th house, in my career gains and my long range goals and dreams for my life? This comes back to be readdressed on March 21st, and it comes back to be readdressed on May the 6th before you finally figured it out. Okay, so let me know how that goes. I will curiously be awaiting your information. I'm going to take out an asteroid that doesn't need to be here. All right. Oh, looks like I'm going by days instead of hours. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is a narrative that has you connecting to the Lord of your sign, Venus, in the house of hidden and solitudinous and bed pleasures, 12th house, also money derived from international and foreign sources or backroom deals and negotiations. That kind of energy is what Venus is hooking up to on Friday, 2 days before and after, in a conversation with reputation and career placement Pluto. Now, Pluto up here can be very decimating or very empowering for one's reputation and career success. But I'll tell you one thing, Taurus, over the next Pluto's up there for a while, 19 years, your career is going to transform. It will not look the same as it does now. And Pluto up here is talking to Venus and saying, what do you deeply desire in your career success? And reputation matters. And how can you understand that truth from your own alone time? You know, we go into ashrams, isolation chambers, flotation tanks, bed, contemplation in solitude when we look at matters of the 12th. And so the 12th house may invite you to a deeper spiritual aloneness in order to deeply contemplate, not your navel, well, that's okay too, but what you want and what you desire when it comes to the purpose of your life, the career, the reputation, the thing you do and act on. Okay, you're retired. What do? Do you play golf all day? Well, that's your thing, I guess. Do you go to the soup kitchen? That's your thing. Are you writing books in retirement? What are you doing in your retirement, guys? Does anyone really just stop doing things? If you stop doing and doing and dreaming, you must stop living. So retirement is not the end of one's purpose and career. It's the beginning of something new, coming hopefully from a place of mastery, authority, wisdom, and sage-like nature of the eldering ages. All right. Yeah, you got it, right? So that's what I got for you here. And I think with Pluto here and Venus, that the narrative is also asking you to maybe use the power of negotiations to get what you want. I mean, Mercury says communicate, negotiate, and make a deal to kind of get what you need and get what you want. And, you know, Venus is your sign lord, right? She's the one who's doing the thing for you. She's got your back. And she's going to ask you to consider this deeper layer of career understanding, desire, or reputation, transformation, and desire. And I mean, come on, with Icarus at the top of the sky with the sun, maybe some of you have felt singed, or you've been melting or falling from the sky of your career, and some or reputation is melting and falling, but you've got something good going here to dive a little deeper, spend some time alone, figure it out. February 7th, March 21st, May 6th, February 7th, March 21st, May 6th are 3 touch points on the same question and answer series. Thanks, Venus. Thanks, Pluto. And a little bit April 6th of 24, you may have pondered this. You may have thought about it. Lastly, Venus brings money from foreign places, foreign lands, and foreign shores, possibly, into your career space, just at a very mundane level. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. Number 1, looks like you've got this energy going here where the energy of Pluto for the next 19 years in your ninth house of God, Dharma, meaning of one's life, purpose, spiritual philosophy, belief in religion, a house of higher education, courts and legal matters, house of publications, most especially publications of books. This is Pluto's wheelhouse for 19 years, and now he's got a Venus hookup. Venus is saying, hey, what do you truly desire, Gemini person? What do you truly desire, especially with this mini grand trine happening on the 7th, courtesy, by the way, of the moon? What do you of Jupiter, what do you truly desire when it comes to matters of your career gains and long range goals? You know, Venus is in the 11th house, and this is a place where you typically find, you know, the master plan, the bucket list, the 5-year plan. This is your aspirations house, and Venus wants those aspirations to be in line with Dharma, meaning you're on the Tao, you're in the Tao, you're following your path, you're moving in alignment with your talents and gifts, you're doing the thing for which you were born. It's not enough to have goals, visions, and dreams, or career gains, or a friendship circles, or allies and benefactors where Venus is sitting who don't align you with that long range connection to the divine path for your life. So you're going to really be looking at that in a 3-part series on February 7th, March 21st, and May 6th. You may have dabbled in that question back on April the 6th of 2024 for the first time with this Venus, Pluto, Aquarius, Aries story. I think that it's going to be an interesting retrograde for you because the question is going to be the theme of the whole thing. Venus is going to say, what do you want? What do you really want to have here? For me, as a progressed Gemini sun, I want to write a book or 2 or 3. I am an author. I am a published literary fiction writer. I am a poet who has won awards. I even won a screenplay award back in the day. And I'm a journalist. And I have been getting back to writing. Join me on the Substack Chronicles, the Pluto Chronicles at Substack. That's, for example, where I'm having fun writing again. Okay. That's about all I got for you. Don't forget, you're oh so lucky, oh so damn lucky. Jupiter's supporting you in Gemini until the 9th of June. All righty, let's talk about the watery Cancer folk. So it looks to me like you've got this energy flowing through the sky of a beautiful sextile for desire and havingness in your career. Pluto is in your 8th house of deep, chunky money, getting the money from the royalty income or the ad income or the investments or shared monies with a spouse. But because Venus is in a career and reputation space, there's a couple of thoughts. If you're in the middle of a divorce, there could be some flow and harmony between you and your divorcing assets situation where everything starts to look a lot better in the eye of the public. Like it's not so acrimonious. Things are going more smoothly. People see it working out for you. Otherwise, this is literally how can you make your career benefit you without having to hustle? How can you, as a Cancer being, maybe generate some kind of financial resourcefulness in and from your home? Because Venus rules the house of your home. And there's a lot of you, this might be getting out of the workforce and into more of a home-based business or creative business in your home. This can also generate a question and answer session over the next few weeks about how you might want to go into a field of endeavor that is about the 8th house. Tarot, it's the occult mysteries. It's the hidden knowledge house. It's like tarot and astrology and numerology, human design. It's the woo-woo commerce house, or even death and dying house, hospicing and stuff. You might want to take your career direction into a place you don't even know you desire. Remember, hidden things is Pluto. Venus is talking to him. What's hidden here? You might find that you're really heading in a direction that you didn't even imagine yourself aspiring towards. And I just outlined some of the 8th house ideas for you. You could get a job in finance. You could start stock trading. You can become an accountant. But there's deeper questions to be discovered about career relative to hidden desire. Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign, you've got a story going on. For sure. When Pluto enters in someone's 7th house, it transforms your relationship to relationship. How and what you desire in a relationship is a big question mark coming up here. February 7th, March 21st, May 6th. Those are the 3, pit stops of Venus to Pluto. So first of all, Pluto here can end relationships that are toxic. If you're in a bad relationship, Pluto will get you out of it. But you also can attract those narcissistic, controlling, and powerfully difficult people too over the next 19 years. So be aware of that. With Pluto now in the house of significant relationship, talking to Venus in the 9th house, single Leos could have a very powerful development in a love story from a love from a foreign country or foreign land, falling in love with a foreigner. The power of love could happen this way, or meeting a powerful new love story in a spiritual community. Again, first touchdown February 7th and March 21st and May 6th, and a little touchdown on April 6th of last year, 24. But this is the real deal, 3 touch points. I would also say, what do you truly desire when it comes to matters of faith and other people? Because other people, business partners, clients, audience, and your significant other is where your 7th house Pluto sits. And Venus is like, what do you truly desire? when it comes to matters of faith and spiritual philosophy. And there may be a very powerful shift around those questions coming up. You might even death of a religion or walk away from a spiritual path with this, but in a sense of harmony and ease as you do so. And Chiron saying, let's end the spiritual wound. Maybe you thought, you'd always be a Catholic or, practicing Protestant or something. I don't know what you are, Hindu, and then you Hindu religion, and suddenly you want to shift out of that. Okay. Anything else I want to say? Well, of course, you've had some melting wings with Icarus here, and maybe some difficult conversations where you or a significant other are like falling from the sky because the relationship is being challenged. Venus is trying to smooth things out. Could be an international trip with a significant other under this kind of sky as well. Again, that's unfolding through to May the 6th. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. It is a sky that says, hey, wow, Venus wants you to know what you truly desire from a very deep 8th house placement. This is raw emotional intimacy. This is shared resources with the marriage partner. This is investment monies. And you're really tuned in or trying to tune in to your deeper I desire that may be hidden from view as it comes to matters of work. Now, this can be a push-pull, but Venus is making something smooth happen. Maybe the work you do versus the money you have, like money you earn versus money you have, is up for grabs. Venus rules your hustle, having money, making money, earning money, second house, right? And we can see also that Pluto is in the house of the workplace. What are you going through to do with your financial desires? Basically, your desire to have money, to want to have money, and some push pull between earning money and having money from, I don't know, spousal monies, shared monies with a partner, money from investments. Maybe some of you would say, I want to just live off my investments and don't work right now. Some of you might be talking inheritance as well, but Venus could even bring news of an inheritance through a death. Yes, Pluto sextile Venus, allowing you to pay off debts, etc. And that would be something that could emerge for you. And that would be death of a father figure, Uncle Joe, great grandpa, Sam, elderly parent, that's Pluto's sun energy in the sky. And that could happen for some Virgos. And that would be like, yes, February 7th is our first touch point, Friday, 2 days before and after, March 21st, the retrograde, and a direct motion around May the 6th. That's a longer story. Sometimes when Venus and Pluto get together, there is a wealth yoga involved here, a wealth union, and it's a positive one, but this is not money you make. This is money you get. Right? It's chunks of money. So I don't say chunky money anymore. I'm sorry. I like the term. I always explain it to you guys. I always say, and it's, investment monies, it's bank loans and mortgages and leveraging money and business partners and marital shared resources. I explain it to you. I don't just say chunky money and leave it at that. Some of these trolls lately, I just like, oh my God, I had this one woman trolling me for hours. One woman trolled me because I talked about the chocolate too long and you could jump to your sign. It was between signs. Why are people so angry out there? What is going on that all you have to do is troll? That woman from Africa kept going on and on and on and on that I don't talk enough about Africa after I said I would do it in the future, and she couldn't stop. I had to take her out and put her in hidden comments because it was ridiculous. Moving on. Well, I guess I'm complaining to Virgos for some reason. Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. And Leo, Leos always get ripped off. There's not anything happening in the Leo sky now. I talk longer about people's signs when things are happening there. Don't take it personally. Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. You're ruled by Venus. Venus is important to you. She's in your marriage house. She's in your significant long-term committed love house. She is a love goddess in a relationship house. It's probably about that, though you have business partners, clients, audiences, and marketplace in your 7th house because it is 10 houses from the 10th. This is a big story for you if it's about love, because Venus is trying to help heal a chironic wound about long-term and committed love and business partnerships, and she's going to do something important. What do you truly desire, or what kind of partnerships do you truly desire that bring you joy, enthusiasm, inspiration, fun, play, pleasure, and so much fun in your bedroom? Because Pluto, Venus, house of sexual romantic love, Venus in the house of long-term committed love, there is a very important subterranean sexual desire, romantic desire, being excavated. Now, it could be so many things. You finally realize you're gay. You finally realize you're into kink. You finally realize there's something about the way you've thought about romance and long-term love and sexuality, and you have not understood your own desire until this moment. So keep that in mind. Are you gay and you realize you're straight? I don't know. Something big is trying to happen. Melting wings in the sex romance house can indicate that you've been feeling like there's something going down where, the sex and romance is melting. Whether you're in a relationship or you don't have one, this is true. And February 7th, March 21st, and May the 6th are the 3 times that Venus and Pluto go, what do you truly want to have? What do you truly desire when it comes to love? Maybe you want companionship. Maybe you want, daily sex. Maybe you want like hot and bothered, what do you want? Because if you don't know what you want, you won't get it, right? So you have to figure that out. And what does your partner want? Because Venus is in the house of the other. And this could lead to some kind of Mercury and sun light on the situation, deep conversations between you and another about, even if you're just dating, about what you or that person truly desires and wants in this relationship. It will be healing. Chiron is trying to heal that wound since that eclipse in April of 24, and that finishes on the end of March of 25. So there is a profound healing of your way of relating to those others. If you're an entrepreneur or if you're an artist, this is also really good. That's Venus and Pluto powering up in a wealth yoga. It could indicate a creative projects generating a great success in the marketplace as this thing goes into action, February 7th, March 21st, and May the 6th. You might ask deep questions about what you want in love, creativity, and entrepreneurship back April of 24, and it's back again for a redo. Look at your diary. Now, I'm going to take a chocolate break, and you don't have to troll me about it. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, so we're going to continue with the second half of our video today. There are timestamps below. So that's my courtesy of me. I put the timestamps there where my assistant does, and also I give you chapters. So there you go. We're moving into Scorpio land, and we're talking about Scorpio. What happens when you get this Venus-Pluto sextile happening February 7th, March 21st, and May the 6th. Yeah, what happens is that you say, what is it you truly desire when it comes to matters of health, work, pets, and rental opportunities? 6th house. And Venus is the desire, and wants to have something, and Pluto says, hidden from your understanding or knowledge, maybe. So the 4th house has to do with family of origin, childhood, the house of the mother, but just childhood. We got a father figure down here, melting wings, couple of thoughts. First of all, if you have this is a very practical, mundane interpretation. If you have loans, mortgages, credit cards, debts, you may be able to pay it off through legacy wealth. Jupiter, Pluto, 4th house, 8th house, this guy says, screams inheritances. Some of you get some legacy wealth from your family of origin, whether it's inheritance or just a gift of money, and that's going to help you pay it off, whether it's mom or dad or up the line, I don't know. So there's opportunities to pay down, pay off debts, mortgages, bank loans, credit cards, bang, boom, done. On a spiritual level, what do you truly desire in your work? You've been wounded since 2013. You don't know that you're 19, Chiron. You don't know that this is the right work for you. You're just doing the jab. You're not in your love of work. You don't really know what you want. Mars is trying to help you find your dharma through to mid-April. Big shifts in work for you guys coming up this year because you're trying to figure it out. What's my true calling? What's my true calling? And Venus is going to help with that. And she's going to say February 7th, March 21st, May 6th, let's figure it out. Let's heal the chironic wound about your calling. And she is talking to Pluto, excavate your childhood, look below the surface. Who told you what? You'll never amount to anything. Nobody makes money as an artist. You got to, be practical about your career. It's not about your creativity. It's not about what you really want. It's about just making ends meet, paying the mortgage, paying the rent. You're going to change this. You can't help but do that with this guy. Something underneath the surface of your childhood or your mom and dad and the way they lived their lives and the way you were taught or the way they role modeled shit to you, you're going to be able to lift up the lid, look under the surface of that lid and go, oh my God, what a bunch of bullshit. So I want you to think about changing your subterranean childhood infused indoctrinations about what is truly worthy of your life force energy when it comes to the word work and livelihood. Similarly, health and maintenance of health. Similarly, pets. Maybe your parents say you'll never have a pet. Pets are bad for you. And you're like, I'm getting a pet. Don't know what's going on, because pets and domestic animals are sixth house as well. But certainly I can see really looking how your wings have been singed by legacy wealth matters. But a singeing wing sun Mercury could be news of a falling father figure or male figure in the family lineage, and some money or resources coming from them towards you, possibly. Not everyone will have that, but Jupiter is in an inheritance transit in your eighth house, and it's a very common delineation. Oh, and you might get a new home out of this. You might be able to change your home, rent a home out, buy a new home. This is a story of homing yourself as well. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. It looks to me like you've got this, whoa, what do you truly desire? What do you truly wish to have? Venus in your fifth house. Venus is in the house in which she is in her joy. And so her having and desiring here is exceptionally powerful. Do you desire to have a baby? Do you desire to procreate, to create? Do you desire to have greater fun, sex, romance, and pleasure? Do you want your own business and to be an entrepreneur? These are things she can ask you to think about in your fifth house. As she also says, use your natural gifts and talents you were born for. They're meant to be used. And she's flowing to Pluto in a writing house, Pluto in a communicating house, Pluto in a website's marketing and selling house, and Pluto in a traveling house. So these things are very important right now. You're really going to refine that desire between creativity and writing, between traveling and entrepreneurship, between love and local. Maybe you need a local love. Long distance love isn't going to work anymore, or traveling for love, or traveling for creativity, maybe traveling for creativity because you'll maybe digital nomad out or something. But the question may have arisen in April of 24. It's back for review February 7th, March 21st, May the 6th, as she is in a retrogradation in the middle of that. Maybe your wings have been melting, or with a sibling or an aunt, uncle, cousin, or the neighborhood crew. Maybe you've been feeling like this isn't my powerful place. Maybe you've been feeling like your wings are melting with these sorts of relationships in the local environment. And perhaps Venus can butt your ass into a new home, because third house can be neighbors and neighborhood. And Venus says, do you desire this neighborhood? Do you desire this local environment, or is there something better? You're ruled by Jupiter. He's in the seventh house, by the way, and he is also flowing to that kind of neighborhood question mark. So, you might want to sign a new contract or agreements around domicile and neighborhood and neighbors and rentals and buying. That's all possible with this guy as well. Finally, your third house is ideas. Pluto is powerful. Mercury is the mind. Powerful ideas are coming through the sky for you this February, March, and May. And it's connected to creativity. It's connected to entrepreneurship. It's connected to pleasure and joy and enthusiasm and inspiration. Are you single? Because if you're a single Sag, this is really good for you. This could definitely bring in a new sexy time romance, and you might have to travel a bit for it, or maybe connected to a lot of emails and phone calls and texts in the beginning. But there may be some travel relationship building up here between February and May. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. It looks pretty well to me as if Venus wants you to know what you truly wish to desire and have when it comes to your home. You have a chironic wound in the house of home since 2019. Where it's like, are you my home? Are you my home? Are you my home? Like that old, Are You My Mother book from the 60s, a childhood reader. You definitely are looking for a healing of a chironic wound in your childhood, in your relationship to your mother since 2019, and to feeling like you belong in your home. Chiron is the outcast belonging wound. He is also about a mother wound. So belonging wound, mother wound, and home wounds are big in the chironic narrative of your Capricorn life since 2019, will be complete by 2027. And now Venus is traveling with Chiron, looking back at Pluto. This was a touch point, April 6th of 24. When you're looking for home, And you want it to heal something because you want to find the home you truly desire, the home you truly wish to have. Venus says that. And Pluto says money. You need the money to get the home. You need the wealth. You need, what do you value too? Pluto says go under the surface to your values. Like you might think you want a sexy, high rise, but you realize you value touching the earth and going to garden and being in connection with the earth herself. So maybe what you think you want so far hasn't been true. Like really assess that. The second house can be also about the generation of the resources needed to procure the home of belonging. And so, well, you may also reassess your desires regarding money and home. Then you may also see something on the tangible front where this is a wealth yoga. So you may experience an infusion of financial wellness that allows you to land in the home or find the home or buy the home that you're desiring. The sun is with Pluto, who rules the house of mortgages and banks and banking. So there's a story going on here that could indicate that. Well, star Uranus in the fifth house could also give you an unexpected jolt of financial well-being in a lucky way. You're going to feel this story, as I said, February 7th, March 21st, and May 6th. It's 3 sections to it. Don't expect it all to come up on the Friday this week, but certainly it could generate the electrical current of what it is about this week ahead, starting on Wednesday. So don't discount that. It could just mean you can finally land the true home, or the desire is clear and present. You know what you want, or the money is now available around the matters of home. And even if you're renting a home, because Jupiter is in the house of rentals, it's still about the home. Buy, rent, it doesn't matter. February 7th, March 21st, by May 6th, we have figured the answer out. You have got the answer. I am one of you, Aquarius. I'm a rising we're listening to Aquarius Sun, Moon, and Rising today. And we're talking about Pluto in your sign. This is a big deal, as you know. Go check out the Pluto Chronicles on Substack. It's free. You can always upgrade to paid for more content, but I put a lot of free content out there. And you'll learn about the 20-year journey of Pluto through Aquarius, because that's what I'm talking about in my writing and in my posts over there. Now, it's in my description box. You guys are Pluto. When Pluto comes into a sign, and people are Capricorns, lived through it since 2008 and are happy to kiss Pluto goodbye, I would say resistance is futile. If you're going to take life seriously, like everything's about you being the victim, then Pluto moving through your sign will absolutely fuck you up. You want to understand that you are going to become Pluto. You are going to be Darth Vader. You are going to be the mafia boss. You're going to be the tyrant. You're going to be the transpersonal evolutionary titanic force of something bigger than you, moving through you to propulse humanity forward. If you don't want the job, you'll find the job painful. And so a lot of people will have experiences of loss and tragedy and death, because Pluto is about those things, but Pluto takes us deep under the surface of reality, transforming our very essence as Aquarians, as most Capricorns have done, and dusting themselves off from that really intense ride. So with that understood, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, we have this Pluto placement in our house. And yes, I know I'm like 18 degrees rising, so I don't have it right on my ascendant, but some of you are like maybe 5 degrees within the first 5 degrees, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You're feeling it more intensely, but all of us Aquariuses feel it. I feel it so much different. I'm not the same person since Pluto breathed into this first house full-time November 19th. And Venus is asking, what do we truly desire in the house of writing, communicating, neighbors and neighborhood, traveling, ideas, marketing, selling? This is our daily life, our daily environment. Walk to the grocery store, drive to the mall, do this, do that. What do we truly desire in the everyday daily environments in which we walk and breathe? Adam Allenbus, my lovely colleague and teacher, said, it's a fishbowl in which you swim. And fishes don't even notice the water. It's just there, just around them all the time. I call it the junk drawer in the kitchen, the catch-all drawer where everything just gets shoved in there. Tampons and knives and forks and measuring tapes and hammers and old menus from takeout. Everything is shoved into one drawer. So there's just so much about that clutter of that cadent third house that makes it really hard to pinpoint it for you today. But if you're a writer, what do you truly desire to write? Chiron is healing a writing wound. If you're a communicator, a marketer, a seller, a social media beast, what do you truly want to desire to have and be and do in that part of your chart, from an authentic propulsion from a deep subterranean transformative evolutionary force called Pluto? Yes, you are being told what you want. You are not choosing it. So get ready to sort of suss into this energy. You touched it very lightly, April of 2024. Very light touch, very short, April 6th. Venus Pluto story, very similar. This is much deeper. This is going to take you to the underworld journey of a retrograde to understand what you really want here. February 7th, March 21st, and May the 6th. Please sign up for my Venus retrograde class. It's a must do for Aquariuses. It's going to be affordable at 6 weeks live with me. We're going to take the journey together. Now, finally, with Venus in your third house, it could be about a sibling. This is the sibling one younger than you, and the aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews. The sibling one younger than you. And so there may be some big wealth yoga. You could be assisting a sibling younger than you by being like, the all-powerful plutocrat and giving money to or support to the aunt, uncle, cousin, niece, nephew, or sibling one younger than you. And this may be about an exterior story as well. Or healing, a profound healing in a relationship with any of those types of people in your life. All right, that's what I've got. Have your wings been melting? Right, Icarus, Mercury, communication, sun. It's hot up here. Well, I was just in Mexico and my wings weren't melting. I was getting them browned up. But I think a lot of us with Icarus has been here for a few weeks, felt like a lot of Aquarians, we were overworked or we're stressing out. We're doing too much, especially when the sun entered here. In the third week of January. And this is the decompression chamber time, because I think that what we're seeing with Venus is to move into an alignment in our daily lives with authentic joy, pleasure, and what we really truly want to see happen. So, for example, for me, pacing my output a little bit better on YouTube, not working as hard as I've done with client readings, which are now down to a bare four readings a week starting mid-February, closing my calendar in May for a break, that kind of thing. Guys, I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of readings. I busted my ass on it. I know this guy inside out. I've done the hard work. I'd rather be teaching one-on-many than one-on-one, because it's really the value add I have at this point of mastery, if I do say so. So I know a lot of you want to get a reading with me. Spots will open up. They will fill it in minutes, and I can't help that. I will start recommending other astrologers on my website. I just haven't had time to put the recommendation list out. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. Alrighty, what happens here? Venus exalts you, first of all, and she's in and out of Pisces. So you're going to have to take this Venus retrograde class, because you have something happening and not happened since 2017. Check the wait list in my description box below. I'll have the class enrollment page out by the end of this week. In the meantime, Venus is in your second house, and this is your I have house. I have a car. I have a possession. I earn money. I have financial resources to survive. That's your second house. It's also your voice and vocation, and therefore it connects to calling. Voice is the second house. You speak here. And in this sense, Venus is going to say, what do you truly desire in your earnings, voice, vocation, calling? And you don't even know what you really want, but Pluto will help you dig it up from the depths of your Akashic records, past lives, and spiritual moksha liberation, 12th house. This is where it's hard for you to see it. You really have a hard time eyeballing the 12th. It's also your prenatal house. So it's almost like, what prenatal things did you want to come into this world with that you thought you could accomplish in your career, vocation, earnings, and havingness, and you can't remember what you've signed up for. It's also your past lives. Get a past life regression. Find out why you don't know what you want. Where's this money wound? Okay, you either have a wound to your dietary style, your facial appearance, teeth, nose, or your worth, your value, and what you make and the money you have. Because you Pisces have been dealing with Chiron, the Chironic wound in the I have house. You've been dealing with that wound ever since 2019, and it's completing its story in 2027. But because you've got this access point from the deep unconscious of the 12th house, it's your dreams at night, especially with Mercury here. He's a dream messenger. Pay attention. February 7th, a couple days before and after, to nighttime dreams, meditations through insights, trance journey states. Go get hypnotized, for goodness sakes. Find out what's under the surface of your wound, around how you facially appear, around your dietary style, and regarding your finances, because it's going to be healed. It's trying to be healed. Venus touched on this wound April of 2024. She's back again February 7th, March 21st, May the 6th. Those are your three touch points: direct, retrograde, direct. To get this under your belt finally, This is the first time in your life you could do this, because Pluto is the god of wealth and Venus is the god of desires. And what you truly want and truly desire when it comes to a wealth inside of your life. Do you want to be, a millionaire, a trillionaire? Do you want to get by? What's good enough? What are your values? What is it worth? If you think that money is the root of all evil, it's actually the love of money is the root of all evil. A lot of Pisces are mystics, and sometimes they have hard times kind of grounding themselves in the reality of the world. The two fishes are swimming up transcendental rivers in different directions. And this is going to help you with your money. This is going to help you with your wellness in your financial arena. So consider this a very blessed healing. The Chironic wound wants to heal. Venus is helping. Subterranean deep dive, though, into your unconscious. This is a great time for doing some kind of guidance here about what unconscious belief, vows of poverty from another life. You were a nun. It was good to have Vespers, a hard board to sleep on and one outfit to wear every day. But you don't have to do that anymore. Something just changing for you. And also, the last thing I'll say for you, Icarus is the wings are melting, but Mercury is the messenger of dreams and a house where you can receive messages. I really encourage you around this week ahead, Wednesday through to Monday, to look at the dreams that are coming to you. They can be extremely important. Extremely important, because Venus is also the ruler of your chunky money house. So that's money you share with a spouse, for example. And some of you might become aware of your values around shared resources with others as well. And you may be stepping into a new sort of position around that. I can't say more about that because I'm not in your marriage if you have a marriage, but it could be about shifts there. South Node, it looks like you might be letting go of your relationship. Some of you may be getting ready to exit a marriage, or the marriage is exiting you in the next 18 months. And so this may propel you to think about your worth and value in relationship to an ending of a relationship. How much money of the shared resources are you worthy of? Don't be afraid to claim your worth here. Finally, that's all I have for you. That's really all I have. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, guys, this was a quickie because I'm traveling. I'm in a hotel. I'm going to meet my guy. We're going to go to another place, an Airbnb kind of thing, or whatever, a fancy lodge. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I think I'm a 300 subs away as I record on February 2nd from my 100K. Whoa, I'm going to throw a party. As soon as I get there, I'll be giving away a bunch of gifts and stuff like that on a couple of live premieres. So or maybe I'll just do a live and I'll have a big giveaway. I always love sharing my joy, sharing my success by giving you guys things. I've given away so many courses, so many things. No longer do I give away readings. I used to do that. I just don't have time or interest, but I give away a lot of content. And I'm so excited to get to 100,000. Thank you very, very much. It was really hard. It was a hard crawl back from the November downdraft on my channel. And finally, I seem to have gotten my swing back. Yes. And Cam White, I've got to get him on my channel. I got to email the guy. I tried to email him 2 or 3 years ago. I think it got lost in a spam folder. Cam White just put out a video about why astrologers are afraid of their audience. And I'm going to do a follow-up video to double down on what he said, because I thought he was angry and brilliant and true in what he said. I love Cam White. I think he's a brilliant astrologer. Okay. And I haven't had him on my channel. I've had Adam Ellenbus, S.J. Anderson, and who else? Oh my God, so many astrologers. Gary Caton, Louise Eddington. Who else have I had on my channel? Dan Waits. We're going to come back together. Dan and I are working to get ourselves together again to do a video this year. So yes, I love having esteemed and collegiate times with my astrology crew, that I enjoy their channels and I love sharing them with you guys. And so get ready for that. I'm going to have another astrology video coming up soon with a share with a astrologer, the Urban Witch, Christina, talking about the mini grand trine coming our way this year. So stay tuned for that. And from now on Wednesdays is when I'm having my just world event astrology. I'll cover very many things for an hour or so every Wednesday. That's not here yet. I don't have time to start that process, but by the second week of February, Wednesdays, you will get the world astrology, and I'll focus more on the regular, everyday, all signs on the other videos. 3 videos a week is what I do. Oh, all right, guys, thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video, which may be Friday because I'm traveling and I can't get content out. My next video will come out on Venus Day. See you then. Bye-bye.